Guys, yeah, welcome back to another trading section with me. So in this video, I'm gonna be explaining all you need to know about the SS1 setup. So let's dive into this section. So SS1 candle is a trend continuation setup, and it works best in a trending market, either an uptrend or downtrend. It doesn't work in a ranging market. It works in an uptrend or in a downtrend. So how do we identify the SS1 setup? Is so simple, guys. If you look closely right here, you will see that we're in an uptrend. The candle is moving in an uptrend. So all you just have to look for is if there's an opposite candle followed by the trend candle which its head is bigger than the tail. Let me come again. See, we're in this uptrend like this, and if you look closely, we have this red candle which is an opposite candle to this trend, and it's followed by a green candle which is long wick is bigger than the downside wick. That's what I mean by head bigger than the tail for an uptrend. So anytime you see something like that, you just have to trade for confirmation. But there's something you have to take into consideration for you to take this SS1 candle. What are the things? The first one is, you see this red candle right here, it must not be a marubozu candle, like a big candle. Take that into consideration. So big candle, something like this red candle at the end of this downward direction. So it must not be something like that. And also the candle that follows that red candle is long wick must be longer than the downside wick. So, and if you look closely to this one, even this one doesn't have a downside wick. It's normal. So what I mean by head is bigger than it is just a wick. So for green candle, the upside is the head and the downside is the tail. So here its head is bigger than the tail, which is it has a long wick to the upside than the downside wick. This one doesn't even have a downside wick. But take it into consideration, its long wick must be longer than the downside wick. And this candle must not be a doji or an hammer. It must be so an healthy candle like this. It must not be a candle like this or a doji or all those small candle. You have to see that is an healthy candle which is head is bigger than the tail. So that's an uptrend. And one thing you have to take into consideration is if you look at the back of this candle like this, it doesn't have a left leg, like where we can place our resistance to know where the market is moving. So if you trade this kind of SS1 like this, there is a probability 70% probability that you might have a retracement because we don't know what is happening at the back of this candle. But if you have a left leg like this, what I mean by left leg is a level to know what's going on. So that's what I mean. So just take note of that. So that's one uptrend. But for the downtrend, it's also the same thing. Let me show you. So right here, you see, in this downward direction, and you have this green candle at the middle of this downtrend, which is followed by this red candle. And if you look closely to the red candle, you will see that its head is bigger than the tail. I made mention of something earlier that for the bullish candle, the upside is the head and the downside is the tail. But for this bearish candle like this, The downside is the head, because you know that's where the market started opening from. So the downside is the head and the upside is the channel. Even see it, but just take note of that. I'm coming here. This is it. So the downside is the head and the upside is the tail. So in this case like this, so this head is bigger than the tail. If there is a wick to this upside like this, is normal. But just make sure that this downside wick is longer than this one, and is the same requirement. It's this green candle. It must not be a big candle or a marubozu or something like that. So, because you know, if it's a big candle, if it's engulfing the previous candle, it might give us a retracement because that it has turned to an engulfing candle. So just take note of that. So and also right there, we must have a left leg. You see, this SS1 is very good. You see, we're in this, it's not even good because there's a level here, and this SS1 is happening in a support area. So just that's what I mean by left leg, to know what's going on. So in some cases like this, you might have a retracement here because if you look closely, this hammer is closing in the support area. So just take note of that's what I mean by having a left leg, to know your next line of action. So that's how we can trade SS1. So let me show you some example about SS1 I mean. So right there, if you look closely to this place, so this is not a perfect SS1 candle. Yes, we have this red candle. Yes, it's not bigger than this previous green, but if you look at this green candle like this, it still is bigger than the head. Like the downside wick is bigger than the upside wick. So in a case like this, you don't trade for continuation here. So let me give you one more example. And also this place right here, this one is also not a good SS1 candle. You see, we have this opposite candle at the middle of the candle, but this one also is downward. The downside wick is bigger than the upside wick, so it's not considered as a good SS1 candle. So and even doesn't have any left leg, so just take note of that. And it must be an uptrend or a downtrend. You don't trade SS1 in this kind of market, like a ranging market. You don't trade SS1 in there. So just take note of that. And it must not be a big candle. This red candle must not be bigger than this one. Like it must not engulf this one like this. You see, we have. Let me show you here. Let me show you something. I'm coming. You see, it must not engulf to the upside. Like assuming this candle is engulfing to the upside, it will be perfect example. It must not be engulfing past the previous green candle. So that's how this S1 candle works. So in my next video, I'm just gonna be showing you an example. I'll be trading with the SS1, so to just show you on how we can trade SS1 candle. So don't forget to watch to the end of this video, and don't forget to hit the like and subscription button for more video in my Telegram channel. So just stay tuned. You are welcome.